to celebrate Autumn's creativity, I decided to have pancakes with the pain au chocolat, with the chocolate croissant. Because, why not? Thank you everyone for joining. I'm so excited today because I've been wanting to chat with Autumn for like so long, because for me she's just such an amazing creative person that I always wonder, where does she get all these ideas from? And so here we are. I'm just gonna invite her over so we can start chit-chatting together. Please feel free to send us all your questions. So remember, there is a button at the bottom for questions. Hello!
Hello! It's so great to see you.
Yes! How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I love this blue background.
Thank you. It's very functional, and I like the color blue, so.
Why did you choose blue and not green?
Well, first of all, I just think blue is more attractive. Just in general, people don't like green as well as blue.
I feel that you love blue because your Instagram is all blue.
I love blue. I do. I can't help it. It's my favorite color. I see anything blue and I'm like, yes, it's amazing, even if it's not that great, but that's okay. And then the nice thing about it is if I'm wearing green, which keys out really well, or I put green makeup on myself, which keys out super well, the contrast.
Amazing. I don't know where to start. I have so many questions. Oh my God. So, hey, here's the thing. Because you're creative, I make pancakes, but it's actually a chocolate croissant.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you make that?
I'm not going to say my secret, but I kind of did, but kind of didn't.
I'm still impressed.
Oh, wait, there's so many questions.
Oh.
No, wait. I think people are using the wrong button. You guys are using the button to request to get on the live. There's another button just next to questions.
Everybody wants to chat with you.
I think they want to chat with you more than with me. It's okay. It's the joy of being a host,
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to know, how did you end up on TikTok?
Oof, it's a long story. I actually started on Musical.ly. I don't know if you know about how that works.
Yes, when it was called Musical.ly.
Yes, until like 2.5 years ago. It's kind of a crazy story. I had surgery for a bad injury I had on my foot.
Ooh.
And when I went under, it was supposed to be really minor, just a bone spur shave. And when I woke up, they were like, well, it was a worst case scenario. We had to completely remake your cartilage. You're not going to be walking for 4 months, and you may not ever return to dancing professionally. So to deal with that stress and it was a really unsure time. I started editing old videos just to give myself some sort of connection to dance and posting them on Musical.ly. And the first video I posted got more views than anything I'd ever posted on Instagram. And I was like, wow.
The one with the cat?
Actually, no, the first one I posted was just me doing the hardest step I've ever had to do in a variation. It was hops, entrenaut, with the leg and alsacone into a step over, staying on point, double step over, and then you repeat it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was insanely difficult, but I just posted that video. It's no longer there, but it did well. It got like 4,000 or 5,000 views, which was crazy for a brand new account. And it got me kind of hooked. I was like, wow, people can actually see me on this platform because there's not a lot of ballerinas. So I just kept posting, and I posted some stuff with my kitten, and that blew up. Every video I would post with my kitten would get like 1 million+ views, which was
the power
wild.
Of cats.
Right? Everybody loves cats online.
Is that why you got 3, or you just love actually cats?
I love cats. I always said I would never get more than 2, but our first one and our second one, the gray one, Freya and Lilu, are foster fails.
Okay.
And I'd always wanted a ragdoll, and a ragdoll became available when we already had 2. And Mike and I, my husband, were like, let's just go check her out. We're probably not going to get her. We took her home. So now we have 3 cats.
I have so many friends who said no more than 2 kids, and here they go.
And now they have lots, yeah.
Same with cats.
Yeah, exactly. It's addictive. Dangerous.
There's an interesting question. Is there anything you regret in your dance career?
Ooh. I think regret is too strong of a word. There are things that I look back and I'm like, oh, this would have been a better choice. I wish I had made that, or I wish I had understood specific things earlier. I think for me specifically, I wish I had been able to get into the place where I don't judge myself too harshly and just experience the moment.
Yeah.
Especially younger in my career, I was performing things I wasn't really necessarily ready to perform, but they were amazing experiences. And I wish I could have enjoyed them a little bit more rather than judging myself for something that I couldn't change at that time.
Yeah. That is actually a great advice, because I think we all kind of do that. But isn't
Yeah,
it
we
the
all do
kind of
that.
thing we kind of need to learn by ourselves?
It's true. And it's just experience that gets you there to that place where you can not be satisfied with how you dance, but enjoy it. We're always pushing for more, but so often that can lead us to forgetting to experience the moment.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for sending the question. Oh, wait. Maybe let's go back from the beginning. How did you end up being a dancer? Because if I remember well, you started a bit late, or you started and then stopped and then came back.
I started and then I stopped and I came back. I was not a ballet
this,
dancer.
I love actually the story. Because
I
some
was
people
not.
they think if they stop, it's over.
Oh my gosh, yes, I thought that. I really did. And that's one reason why I sort of gave up and went to school and was miserable, because I thought it was over. But my story's all over the place. I started out as a competition jazz dancer until I graduated high school. At that point, I was like, I want to dance, but I don't want to like audition in LA all the time. That sounds horrible. So I moved to Houston to train with the Houston Ballet Academy. And I was there in the second company for a few years. And then I went to Texas Ballet Theater, where I was in the company for a couple of years. And that company was not a great fit for me. They're lovely people, but RAD is very, your hip has to be completely square and arabesque. I was never going to have a turned out line. That was not a great fit. So after a couple of years, I was frustrated. I felt like I was not good enough to be a ballet dancer. My body wasn't good enough. So I stopped completely and went to college, where I worked very hard and I learned a lot. And I also learned I did not enjoy working as a chemist. So, oops, just spent 4 years on that. Darn. So then I auditioned for Oklahoma City Ballet and got a contract when I hadn't been dancing at all somehow.
How did you make that decision to try again? What got you?
It was something in the back of my head. So for the first 2 years, I was just so broken about leaving dance. I couldn't even look at ballet. I couldn't engage in any way. And then after that, it's like my heartbreak started to soften, like a bad breakup. And you start to look at old photos and old videos and see people dancing, and you start to feel that joy again. And for me, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And I'm a religious person, so I was praying about it. I was like, please take this feeling away if I'm not supposed to do this. And it just kept getting louder and more powerful. And I had this sort of vision of, I'm going to go to Oklahoma City Ballet and start my life over. And then it happened, which is crazy. That's not usually how it happens. It's not like I auditioned for this company I want to dance for, and now I dance for them. But it did for me. It just felt really meant to be.
But did I hear right? You said you visualized it.
Yes, definitely.
This is my favorite tool ever. I actually tried it this morning for a class. For whatever reason, we ended up talking about visualization, and I told my students, let's try it for just a simple balance on one leg, and 2 of them actually did pretty well, and that was very interesting.
Yeah, I really think that's a powerful tool. Every time I'm performing, especially a character, I always visualize how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to look to the audience, and that really helps me get in it.
Definitely. Oh, so when you visualize, do you see yourself like from within, from outside, like?
I see myself third party perspective, like watching myself. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's not something I thought about.
Up, back? Like, where are you?
From like up and in front.
Oh,
yeah,
I like
that. From balcony seats.
I like that. Wait, there's a question. So many questions. Wait, there was one I wanted to ask now. Okay. What age did you get into Oklahoma City Ballet?
I was older. I was 24.
24.
So, yeah, there's a lot of people that think you can't join a company unless
such an
you're
inspiration for everyone who's like not 18.
Yeah, exactly. People think that, but I'm not the only one who joined the company at that age. There are other dancers now who've also done that. It's just changing, especially in the US. I don't know how much it's like that in Europe, but in the US, for better or for worse, they have these long second company contracts. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you'll be dancing with a company for 4 or 5 years before you're in the company.
Okay.
So even those people that joined at 18, like as trainee or second company members, often they're in their early to mid 20s before they're on contract.
I understand. That's not a bad idea, because you when you're 24, you get to some level of maturity of your dancing and your interpretation that you
It's
don't
true.
necessarily have when you're 18. So
Yeah, it's very true.
and I've never been a really big fan of just thinking you should start when you're 8, etc., etc.
Right.
I think there's
Everybody
so
has a
much. Yeah, there's so much you
different
can
path.
bring when you start older. Oh well.
It's true. It's so true.
Did you go to Oklahoma City Ballet summer intensive when you were younger?
I actually went when I was 24. That's how I got into the company. Like I went to the summer intensive.
Kind of younger.
Yeah. I mean, not super young, but that's
2
how
months
they,
younger.
that's how they, they get a lot of their trainees and pretty much all of their second company members,
Mm-hmm.
they bring in from the summer intensive
Okay.
because it's a bigger company. I haven't seen anybody go straight from the summer intensive to being like an apprentice. But all of our apprentices basically that are female, and most of the males, went to the summer intensive.
Okay. Oh, I love this one. I guess I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to.
Which are the most
memorable
moments in your career? Sorry about that. That's a great question. My favorite roles I performed that really stuck with me was I got to dance Petite Mort, and that was always a bucket list ballet that I never thought I would get to dance. So just that moment was one of those ones where I was just in it. And
dance?
The first one.
Ooh.
The sword, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just such a beautiful piece, and there's so much rich history of everybody that's performed it. And that was cool. But also getting promoted on stage. We do our promotions on stage. After I danced Russian Girl in Serenade and Cowgirl in Rodeo, it was really special to have my artistic director come out on stage, and he's crying and talking about my journey, and then he promoted me and the whole company hugged me. It doesn't get much better than that. That was really amazing.
Yeah, I think promotions on stage and it's a wonderful moment to share with the public. I never really liked when companies stopped doing it, or because like at Paris Opera they did it and then they stopped and then they resumed again. But one of my favorite dancers got promoted when they had stopped. Oh. And somehow as the public, I felt a bit robbed because I could hear it because it was still after the performance, so you could hear it. We were walking out.
Oh.
And I really felt like we're excluded from it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, which was strange because I'm like, it's you need all those parts, the public, the company, the choreographers, the dancers. It's
for sure. You're part of this thing we're creating. Live performance really depends on having the audience there.
Yeah, otherwise it's called a pandemic and everything is online.
And it is so hard. We had performances. We were one of the few companies that had live performances, but we had very limited seating and we had the masks on, and just we were so grateful to perform, but just having a lower level of energy coming in, it's harder to perform and to give out when you don't feel it coming back in.
Yeah, so, I went to Vienna in September and same thing, they had smaller audience. It was so strange because it's like this at the end.
Yeah. It's like two people clapping.
And I was trying my best to just like cover for everyone was missing.
Right.
I was like, oh my god, it must be so horrible to be on stage right now, and you feel like it's a dress rehearsal.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like our dress rehearsal when the press comes and nobody else is there.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
How did you live through that 1 year?
We were so lucky here in Oklahoma. It never got crazy. One of the benefits of living in Oklahoma, I guess, there's not as many people. So we actually had, I think, we were closed in March. We were actually in the middle of a show when we closed. And then in June, they opened the studios back up to dancers so we could go in for 1 hour a day and give ourselves class. And that was so helpful. Just being in this room, which is better than what a lot of people have, but it's still pretty small. Taking class over Zoom was difficult. So my heart goes out to those people that are still doing that or did that for a whole year. That's hard. But we were able to do that. And then we started again in September, and we had an outdoor performance at a big park here, which was super cool. And then we did Nutcracker, Firebird, and The Little Mermaid at our main stages with a very small audience. So we had a lot more than most people had, and I'm super, super grateful for that.
Yeah. So
we were very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. So you never really felt like you stopped?
I mean, there was like, the summer was really weird because normally I do guestings and I'd be in the studio every day. So there was that March to September period where nothing really was happening, but that's really short compared to most people.
I understand. Oh, so many people are asking if you're ever going to go back and repost some of your old Musical.ly videos.
I mean,
they want the beginning.
I post some of them to my story sometimes. I can do that more often if you guys want to see that.
I think it would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, why not? They're like, because they're old. So the film quality is now like I made it on a potato. So
I know the feeling.
Right? It's so weird. You don't notice at the time.
Well, at the time you think they're amazing, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah. And then you look back and you're like, oh, what was I thinking?
I wanted to go through that. I know everybody has lots of questions about your dance career, but you know me, I'm interested in the human inside the dancer. Although I think, I mean, you can't separate the dancer from the human. You're just one person. But I really wanted to talk about your inspiration for your videos because I always found them like so out of the blue. Like you just come up with something that not a lot of people are doing, or should I even say like no one is doing. So I always wonder, like, do you go and scout like, is there like a secret website of a secret society?
No, I wish. That would make my life a lot easier. So it just depends. Sometimes I'll see somebody else doing a trend or just some kind of effects, and I'll think, oh, it would be so cool if they did it like this. So I'm like, well, I'm going to do it like that. But a lot of times, especially like I've been working on a video this week, I saw a music video and I just thought, oh my gosh, I wish they did this effect in this video. And then the whole video that I make comes out of that idea.
Okay.
So it's just whatever inspires me. And a lot of times I'm just looking through videos and just some random spark hits me, or I'm listening to music. And, you know, I think as dancers, we all see music. And the more I make videos, the more I see effects when I'm listening to music. And that's how I get my inspiration a lot of times.
It's funny because in the mystery dancer quiz, I said you were the definition of creativity, and you just answered that you were.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
Because you know the definition of creativity is asking the question, what if? You see something and you ask yourself, what if it was actually like this? And that's exactly what you just said.
Well, and I think the thing people forget about is that creativity, just like our muscles, is something that you develop. It's not something you just are born with and you're just a creative person. You can actually become more creative by letting yourself explore possibilities. When I first started making videos, it was so hard. It would take me hours to come up with a concept. And these are like not crazy, nothing crazy. I was just like trying to make a dance meme, you know, like take the trend and turn it into dance, or just a little 15-second storyline, and it would take me hours. And now it's just easy. I don't have to pull my teeth out and pull my hair out to figure it out. And just let it roll.
I love that you're saying that, because we've created a series with Suzanne Purcell, and we're talking about like how to develop a growth mindset basically, and it's what you just said. It's the more you try, the more you develop your skills. But if you stop thinking, I am not this, so I'm not creative, I'm not a good dancer, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at, I don't know, adagio or whatever it is that you think you're not good at, you'll never be good at it.
It just stops you. I agree. And I think this whole idea that I'm not good is in general just not helpful. If you just think I am where I am today and I want to get further with this skill, and you're on your journey along your path, and we're all at different places in our journey, but to judge where you are in that moment, it gets you stuck there. Just keep moving forward.
So what's the next project, if it's not secret?
Well, no, it's not at all. I'm actually super excited. I am working with one of my friends. She's a great choreographer, and she and I are making a bunch of actual more serious dance videos this summer, and I'm really excited about it.
Oh yes, I've seen some of the extras
little
on your story.
clips. Yeah. So we're starting to film our first one on Wednesday of next week.
Okay.
And I'm super stoked about it because it's just going to be pushing myself in a new direction. We'll see how it goes.
Where is it going to be available?
Oh, we're going to post them to probably, this one will be on my IGTV. So on my Instagram, we'll be posting all of these. And some teasers possibly to my TikTok. But
ooh, TikTok teasers. Okay, let me check people's questions. I like this one. I don't know where it comes from. Is it painful to smile every time you do ballet?
No. I would say, honestly, I don't really think about my facial expressions specifically when I'm dancing. When I'm being a character, I think about and try to feel the emotions of that character. So if it's a happy character, you're going to smile. Just like in real life, when you smile, it's not painful because you're not putting on a fake grin. You're just smiling because you're happy. And that's how it is to dance.
That is actually true, yeah. Wait. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. There are some questions that are political, and I'm not gonna post them. Just making it clear for people who are wondering why I'm not putting them up. It's not the place. This one. Which factors made you fall in love with dancing, and have they changed during the years? Ooh, this is a good question.
Ooh, that's a great question.
That's a good question from this person, by the way, actually.
Yeah, that's a really great question. You know, I have always loved dancing since I was a little kid. My parents put me in dance because at 2 years old, I watched the full-length Swan Lake on television, a 3-hour-long ballet. And they thought, oh, this kid may like dancing. And they put me in it, and I loved it. And I actually
who was dancing?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I was 2, and my parents didn't know anything about dance. Nobody in my family danced before me. So
at least we know it was Swan Lake.
Yes, exactly. Probably. I mean,
not even sure.
That's what they said it was, but now I'm like, I don't know. But I actually went to a competition school, so I loved competing. I loved performing every weekend, and I think that's one of the great things about competition schools. They have a lot of things that are unnecessary and expensive and unhelpful, but that experience of performing all the time, it helps you realize if you really like to perform or not. And I fell in love with just being on stage and sharing emotion and storyline. And that's really, I think, the genesis of my love for dance. And as I got older, I transitioned to ballet. And what I love about ballet is it's just to me, the most pure form of expression and body language. When you're acting with your mouth, you rely so much on your tone and what you're saying, cadence. When you're dancing, you have the cadence of the movement, you have the posture, the specific way you're moving, and you have to communicate all of the same things that people use their voice to do with just your body. And I think that is so cool. And you can always dive deeper into that to find more subtleties to express.
It's interesting because you say it was just your body, and I feel at the same time you're saying that it's a richer language.
Yes. But we don't think about it on a daily basis because so much of our communication when we're thoughtful about it is just you think your voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me to be a really good character dancer, I spend a lot of time just watching people move and animals move, and you can see people's emotions just by the way they stand and interact with each other, and that is creepy, I guess, but really cool. people watching.
Well, I'm a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but there's something like 70% of the language is actually body language. It's not words.
Right,
and this is what they teach you. This is what they teach you actually during the coaching, how to calibrate a person's, like, how do we know when they feel such and such, and how do we help them go into another direction. And for me, this is what I see in the dancing.
For sure.
All that non-verbal communication taken to the next level.
Right, because you just have to gap that last 30%, which is pretty cool, actually.
Don't quote me on the numbers, please, because I don't remember exactly.
Something like that. I remembered it being like 80, 70 something percent. I knew it was super high, but
someone is saying, love you, Autumn. Truly grateful to have meet you through your talent. You super sweet. Yes, you are. And amazing and great to talk to. That is actually true. I feel like I've been your friend forever. Then Gwen is saying, I've been dancing since I was 2 and it's the best thing I've ever done. Well, then keep dancing.
Yeah. It's for you, for sure.
Yeah, never stop. Wait, there's so many questions. Some are repeated. Oh. I love those questions. Did you think you would ever meet so many people and friends through dance and TikTok?
Absolutely not. I had no idea how much doing social media would impact my life. Obviously, when I just started it in the beginning, it was just for fun and to help me through a difficult period. Mm-hmm. And now, gosh, I've made so many friends through TikTok. I've gotten so many cool experiences like this, getting to talk to people all over the world that I never would have gotten. Sometimes if I think about it, it's like kind of overwhelming. It's pretty crazy.
And all of that from surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
So many of these come from the weirdest place.
Exactly. Sometimes I'm like, if I look at the moments that led me to really awesome things in my life, they always come from something I thought was bad.
Yeah. Ooh. Have you ever considered what you would do if you never became a dancer?
Yes. I actually have thought about that. I think I probably would have gone into engineering, because when I was in school, I was a biochemistry and genetics major. And as in Texas A&M, my university, we actually took a ton of our classes with the engineers, and those were my favorite classes. So I think if I had continued on with that, instead of becoming a biochemist, because I did not like working in the lab, I would have gone on to get my higher degrees in engineering, because I did like that part.
So what happens if you mix? No, I'm joking.
I was not patient enough to sit in the lab and watch cells grow for cell growth curves. That just did me in. I was like, I can't handle it. It's too cold in here, and I got stuff to do.
I love just the way you did. Oh, so dramatic. What kind of engineering? Yeah, that's a good question. There's so many kind of engineering.
Great question. I probably would have gone into chemical engineering because I do like chemistry.
Oh, so still chemistry, but chemical engineering.
Yeah. Less sitting around waiting for cells to do their thing. That was really that was the clincher for me. I was like, I don't like waiting this long for this.
Cells are so slow. They just take all their time to do their things.
They do. They take their own time. You can't make them grow faster.
Oh, I have a question, because I literally seriously started talking to you because there was one video that you made that got some weird comments out of nowhere. It was the one about boys' role in dance.
So many people were so upset about that. Is there any other
controversial video you did?
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't meant to be, and it became something else.
Well, that one really stands out to me. I think that's actually one of the most controversial videos I've ever made, surprisingly.
Can we talk
most of
about it for people who've not
yeah,
seen
yeah,
it?
yeah. So I made a video talking about how men are really important to ballet and they can do some specific, really special things. Just trying to teach people who don't know about ballet that what we do, because a lot of people don't even realize that men don't exactly do the same thing as women generally.
Yeah, they think
Uh,
they were to choose and they do pointers.
exactly. And that sometimes happens, but it's very rare. It's not the
Well, the
common thing.
point work, yes, but the tutu, unless
Well,
it's
I mean, ballet chalk, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much just them. But yeah, so I made a video just to try to be educational, and so many people were upset because somehow they felt like saying we need men in dance was saying we don't need women. And then other people were upset because they felt like it was saying that men were only needed to support women, which none of that was my goal. It was
I
just
know.
supposed to be like, look at all these cool things men can do. Uh, but you
It
know,
was
it's the
so
internet.
it was so I would say fascinating to just remain positive. To see how people can just twist something as simple as you trying to make one point.
Yeah.
And I
That's
felt
it.
like they wanted you to resolve all the problems of the world with a 15 seconds
Yes, yes.
video.
I mean, I kept so many people like, what about gender nonconformist dancers? And I was like, that's a
Another
different
video, please.
issue. Yeah, that's nothing to do with this particular topic. There's a topic there, but this one is 15 seconds long. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
and I
internet.
really loved it. I found that it was cute. You were making a point. It was funny and entertaining.
Yeah,
I mean, your usual
it,
self.
it was supposed to be light, and I was like, I guess not. This one, whatever.
I
Oh.
did laugh at the part where you said that men were well could lift girls, and I remember saying, I think I can lift you.
Yeah, which is true. Women can lift women, and it does
Yeah,
happen.
but I understood that you were not saying that women cannot. But I
Cannot.
think you said something like, "I've not met one yet," and so
I met, yeah,
I was
exactly. Yeah,
just
yeah,
joking, like, okay, we
yeah.
need to meet so that I can show you.
Which would be great. We should meet sometime. But I found out something really cool the other day. I did not know this, but apparently Coppelia, the original version, was two women. So the Coppelia wedding pas de deux, have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm picking up? It
Yeah,
has some really unusual lifts where he lifts her from the ground, and I guess it's because originally it was two girls because the men were away at war or something, which
okay.
is really interesting. I'm doing the Coppelia pas de deux right now, and one of the ballet masters told me that. And then I looked at the Wikipedia page, and the original dancers were females. Like, wow, why isn't there more about
Yeah,
this? Really interesting.
there's so many things we forget about the evolution of women in ballet.
Oh yeah,
Some cool stuff, like what you just said. Some less cool.
yeah,
But I think it's important for everyone to educate ourselves and
yeah,
know where it comes from, how it's evolved for the better,
yeah.
or not the better. But there's still time for this to keep
And
evolving.
I feel like we are making a lot of progress. Things are
Of course,
moving a lot right now,
it can never not evolve. The
right? If it stops, it dies. That's art. It has to be living and changing.
I guess. And you know, if we think negatively, everything will be negative.
It's very true. It's very true. Positive outlook goes a long way.
Yes. Oh well. Oh, there's no more questions on the board. Is there any project that you're very, very fond of and you would like to share with us? Anything that is
Yeah, I guess the
dear to
biggest
your heart?
two things. I'm actually starting to run the social media for a small company here called Central Oklahoma Dance. So if you guys could follow them, that would be great. I am posting to their story every day, and I'm making some videos for them. It's a really huge opportunity to be like the social media director for a company. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is I'm going to be making a lot of dance films with some of my friends this summer, and I'm really excited about that. It's kind of the fruition of something I've been wanting to do for a couple of years now.
Can't wait to see them. Oh, well, wait. Oh, well, we cannot go without this one. Since body changes continually, have you noticed any movement that became harder or easier throughout the years?
Oh, yes,
And
definitely.
have they affected your dancing?
Yes. So there's two sides of that. When I had my foot injury that I was dealing with before my surgery, things became a lot harder. It was a degenerative thing where it was getting worse all the time. I was seeing doctors and they're like, you're fine, there's nothing in there. Obviously there was a big problem, but it actually became where I couldn't do anything in my flat shoes anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so after my surgery, it got better, but still that joint is stiffer, so it's hard to get as high of a releve on that left foot because of that injury. Another thing that I've noticed, which I think is sort of counterintuitive, that my flexibility has continued to get better as I've gotten older. That won't last forever, but I've been lucky in that, and I think a lot of that goes to my consistency with stretching and rolling out. I know a lot of my colleagues, they don't necessarily stretch every day. I stretch 2 or 3 times a day because I naturally was a tighter dancer, but it's gotten easier as I keep going.
Sorry, I got distracted.
That's okay.
I don't have a question, but I love you dancing. I love this.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I really appreciate you.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your time because, I mean, like, I'm sure you have lots of things to do today, and that was lovely chatting with you.
You as well.
So, guys, you've heard, please follow. So, can you remind us the account of the company that you're running the account?
Central Oklahoma Dance Company. Let me see if I can type it in the chat.
Central Oklahoma Dance.
Here, Central OK Dance is the tag. There we go.
Central OK Dance. Central OK Dance. So, follow the account. And we're waiting to see the dance videos.
Yay! I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for chatting with us, and hope to see you soon.
Sounds good. Bye.